Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. In this video, we're going to be creating what I feel is the ultimate versatile Boss Katana guitar tone. Just before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's bought me a coffee. I really do appreciate it. These videos do take me a long time to make, and every time someone buys me a coffee, I get a nice warm fuzzy feeling. And if you do want to buy me a coffee, you can have a look in the link below and do that there. And the other thing I just want to quickly say is don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. And if you want to join the Studio Rats YouTube membership program, you can do by clicking the join button below. Right, let's get started. So the reason why I think this is the ultimate tone is because I feel this is the most versatile tone that you can start with a Boss Katana. This is the tone for me that you can build everything upon. So if you want to do blues, you can build upon this, and if you want to do metal, you can build upon this as well. It's just the ultimate recording tone. It sounds great if you record it with a microphone straight into your computer. Now that's something else that I'm doing differently today as well, as normally what I do with these videos is I take a USB out the back of the Katana and I'm recording it, and that's what you're listening to. Now today I've got a microphone in front of the Katana, so basically what you're hearing is what I'm hearing coming from the front of the amplifier. Now, first of all, what we're going to do is to keep it on the clean channel. Now, for me, I feel the best way of getting the tone out of the Boss Katana is to use the clean channel. Now, the variation that I'm using is the red variation. You can click there and it's variation 2. Now, if you haven't got a variation button, I think the original Mark I Katanas don't have that. And that's fine, it still sounds great. So let's just keep it on that. Okay, so let's get the basic tone. What I'm going to do is to leave the gain on 66 and the volume on 59. Now, I feel these settings are quite important, as when we use these settings going into the effects, we're not going to be overdriving anything. So we're going to be using the best possible gain staging. Okay, the bass is going to be on 37, the mid is on 63, and the treble is on 43. Now, we haven't got any of the effects turned on, so this is the basic sound we're getting. So as you can see, a really nice basic tone. Right, now we can start adding the effects. Now the first thing we're going to do is just to add the reverb. So if I turn that on, right, first of all, as you can see, we're on the plate settings. So let's start with that. Okay, as you can see, the reverb time is on 0.1 seconds at the moment. So we get like almost like a slapback sort of sound. Now I'm going to turn that up to 3 seconds. So that's instantly going to give us some space around the guitar sound. So let's go through the next settings. So the pre-delay is on 10 milliseconds. The low cut is on 400 Hertz. High cut's at 4 kilohertz. Density is on 5. Effects level is on 54. And direct mix is on 100. Now, if you're confused about what all of these controls do, I've done many videos explaining them, so you can go back and have a look at those. The next control is delay, so let's switch that on. Delay time is quite subjective, so you can change this to whatever you feel is right. But I'm going to put this on about 400 milliseconds. So as you can hear, now we get this nice sort of ambient delay. But instead of 1 repeat, I'd like a few more repeats, so I'm going to turn this up to about 30. Now the other controls I'm going to leave where they are, as I've already pre-programmed them. So we've got 4 kilohertz on the high cut, a tap time of 50%, an effect level of 41, and the direct mix of 100. Now again, if you don't understand what these controls do, I've done many videos, so you can go back and have a look at those. Now I'm going to be using the pan delay for this. Now the pan delay is actually a stereo delay. If you plug the USB straight into your computer, you get this really nice stereo delay. But the Katana that I'm using is the 100 Mark II, which only has a single speaker. So we're only going to get a mono delay from this. Okay, let's go to booster. Now this is where we can really shape the sound. So let's turn the booster on. I'm going to be using the warm overdrive for this, as I feel it's a really versatile pedal. So let's turn it off. So at the moment, it's just giving that little bit of dirt. Now what we can do here is to turn up the drive, and this again is subjective, so depending on the sort of music you want to do, you can just turn the drive up a little bit. To get some nice warm overdrive tones, or you can crank it up full. To get some really distorted sounds. But what I'm going to do is to have it between, say, 30 and 40, as I feel this gives me the most versatility with the sort of music that I play. So what we can do is to turn off the booster and we get a nice clean sound. Or turn it on. And I get a fairly low gain overdrive. Now if you've got a GA-FC foot controller, this is obviously controllable straight from that. So if you want a clean sound, you just click on the booster setting on the GA-FC, and if you want to overdrive it, you just click on it again. Now let's move on to the mod setting. In the mod setting, I tend to use a compressor. Now for me, an ideal setting would be if the mod could go before the booster. But if we go back to our chain here, the booster is always first. We have to make a couple of sacrifices with the Katana, as we can't put the compressor before the overdrive, but it still sounds great. Right, so I'm going to use the comp, and I'm going to use the light type of compressor. So let's turn that on, and I'm going to bring the sustain up to 61. And let's turn the booster off. Now all of these settings are quite important, as we don't want to overdrive anything further along in the chain. So the attack is 83, the tone is at 0, and the level is at 43. Now one other thing that I do want to show you is the noise suppressor. Now the noise suppressor is basically a noise gate that is going to stop any unwanted noise. Basically what happens with this is that when your guitar reaches below a certain threshold, the noise gate kicks in. So if I turn it off, you can hear how noisy a Telecaster can be. So to eliminate that, we just bring in the noise gate. Now I've found out for my guitars, the overall settings are threshold of 42 and release of 50. If you use a noise suppressor like that, that way you will hardly notice it's on. Now if this setting is a little bit too light for you, all you got to do is click on the booster setting and choose one of the other overdrives. So for instance, if I click on distortion, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I really hope you guys got something out of that. If you want to like and subscribe, don't forget to click on that little bell icon down there as well, and you'll be notified of any future videos that come out from the Studio Rats. And if you want to become a member of the Studio Rats YouTube channel, don't forget to push the join button down there. I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I'll see you next time. Cheers.